In this video, I'm going to interview Venkat from Chennai. He was a mechanical engineer working in India, Japan and United States of America. He left his job to become an organic farmer and live a holistic lifestyle. Let's interview him and you may end up learning new things from him. So my first question is, how your life transformed? Like you said you were a mechanical engineer and you worked in Japan, US and India also. So what happened? Like suddenly you went to organic farming and you got interested in different thing. Like you were walking without chappal. I see you were drinking water in a clay pot or something. What is this all about? I'm very interested into knowing this.
Okay, so since my childhood, I had the inclination towards nature.
Okay.
So that is there within myself, for a long time that I want to, get association with the nature very closely at some point of time.
Okay.
So once after I started working in 2009, I would say 8 and 9, where that the economic recession has happened.
Yeah.
So I had that first big shock as part of my career. Because of that economic recession, I had to get out of my employment forcibly. So that gave me a big blow in the things I see. So the perspective of my view has changed since then. So that question that raised a lot of questions to me, that how to live life in a more sustainable and more independent and more in a more freedom way. So because that corporate job has it raised a lot of questions that I am dependent on so many things. So that made me think that I have to be independent, I have to be sustainable, and then I have to be more eco-friendly, or more closer to nature life. So that was the starting point of my the way of life that I lead now. So the first step that I took is I'm from an agricultural background family.
Okay.
So my parents, my uncles, they do the paddy cultivation in a conventional way, not the organic way. So as a first step, I started contacting a great personality, Vandana Shiva, actually. So she is in North India and she has a very big influence on so many people because her efforts made so many things, like revoking of patent rights of certain things, which is an indigenous wisdom and knowledge of India, like the neem. So neem was patented by an American company, and then the turmeric is patented by an American company, claiming that they have discovered something new, the medicinal properties of those things, which for ages the Indian community has been using on the day-to-day life, without even any pride that we have something incredible thing on our hand, something like that. But those companies in America, they claim that we have discovered something good, unique thing, and we want to patent it, and we want to copyright it and everything. So Vandana Shiva pioneered that protest, asking that in an international court of justice that these patents have to be revoked because it's indigenous knowledge of Indian community. So it's part and parcel of Indian community, where for ages we have been using turmeric for all the medicinal home remedies. Home remedies we are using turmeric, and for home remedies we are using the neem and its oil and everything. So and she has won that battle of revoking that patent rights. So these things, when I explored in internet about like the alternative way of life or the sustainable way of life, I come across these personalities and their activities, what they have done to the community, society. So I emailed her asking that I want to take a different way of life than what I am right now. So I want to step into organic farming. So kindly give me some advice on how to begin with.
Right.
She has advised me that I am in North India, but there is someone in South India, in Tamil Nadu itself, who is Nammalvar. And he's been a big pioneer in organic farming in Tamil Nadu. So why don't you contact him and take his advice?
Okay.
So only then I come to know that there is a person called Nammalvar in Tamil Nadu. So in 2009 I contacted I didn't contact him for some reasons, or I gone little busier on my work actually.
Okay.
Though I had a break from a company in 2009, I joined because of family's pressure that I could not immediately get into organic farming.
Right.
So I had to take up another job. So and then meanwhile I was also into the my way of seeking things, like contacting Vandana Shiva, and she asked me to contact Nammalvar, and I again have to adjust things with my career and as well my other initiatives. So I, before even contacting Nammalvar, and I have to convince my own parents and uncles to take up organic farming in our own family. But they were totally reluctant. Only one of my uncles heeded my request, and he has converted his land since that time, and he has been practicing organic farming only. So that is the only satisfaction that I have, only solace from my family side. Though I could not convince my own father. It's my father's brother who is my Chittappa. So he is now a complete organic farmer in the whole of my village. So my uncles and my other uncles and my dad they are reluctant on taking up 100% organic farming. So currently I've quit my job completely. And currently I'm in a total exploration mode, going and meeting different people, personalities in different areas of expertise, like starting from the basic needs of the person, like food, shelter and clothing. So I want to take a clear idea, or at least towards a near clear idea of which is the best sustainable way of living. Like if I say food, which is the ideal food? Of course there are different perspectives on it depends on people. So no one can zero in on a certain thing and say that this is something universal. So it depends on person to person. So at least in my perspective, I want to come to a conclusion that this is my ideal food, and this is something environmentally good, and in a holistic way it should satisfy my needs. So that's the thing I'm looking into. And very recently I met a personality who is like 82 years old. And this person is something very unique I have never ever met a person, someone so simple and down to earth, and who is living on a fruit diet for the past like 50 to 60 years now. So he is 80 plus now, and for the past 50 to 60 years he is in a complete like 98 to 99% he is on a fruit diet only. Somewhere 1%, that is when he is bound on a travel or when he is away from home. So during that times he switches to least cooked food. So otherwise when he is at home and when he is at his will, so he takes only the fruit diet. And that was so inspiring for me that one can live with a fruit diet in a more healthier and more peaceful and happy way. So that's the kind of inspiration what I want to imbibe in my life too.
Right.
So this is a big lesson, and I lived with him for the past 3 days in his home as a guest. He hosted me as a guest, and I lived with him for 3 days. And he has given me a complete fruit diet all 3 days, and I felt very comfortable, and I felt myself so rejuvenating with that fruit diet. It's not like all the tasty fruits. It's a very simple fruit again. Okay. So the fruit is like coconut and then banana. The yellow banana, what we offer to God.
Right.
So that's the basic fruit all 3 days and all 3 times of the day. And it was really fulfilling, and it was really felt very light, and then also energetic, and then felt rejuvenating at the end of 3 days actually. Given an opportunity, I would have stayed a long time with him, but I had to my time was short in this last travel, so I had to leave that place sooner. So I'm just taking lessons on certain things now, and imbibing in my life how far that is suitable to me, and then coming to a change in my life, that this is something that I could follow for the rest of my life. But nothing is constant in anyone's life.
Right.
So whatever things that you see is a long-term thing might change immediately also, sometime in near future also.
Right.
So nothing can be constant thing in life, but at least at this moment of time I feel that that's a thing that I want to take forward in my life for the rest of my life. Let's see how things goes. So likewise on the clothing part, so after clothing, I see the cotton, the two indigenous cotton varieties, clothes woven, hand woven in indigenous cotton breeds of India. So that cotton is very comfortable for the tropical region that we live in. So, and also to the environment, it is I now choose the clothes in a very conscious way. So where I don't want to go and buy the highly colored, the two synthetically colored clothes. So I now visit Khadi Gramodyag, where I can get cotton clothes. But again, I guess the Khadi Gramodyag, they are not so particular about the indigenous cotton varieties. Okay. They, I guess, sell the BT variety cotton. So, but at least something is better than nothing. So instead of going for a synthetic colors, I could at least go for a pure cotton that is hand woven there. But the next best choice is there are some NGOs where I can get my the ultimate the indigenous cotton variety. The brand names are Tula, and then there is one other brand that I get is Noorp. So where they claim that it's indigenous variety cotton as well. They are hand woven, and then they are rain fed crops. Okay. And then they are naturally dyed. So there are so many good things that they produce that cotton and produce the clothes from the indigenous cotton. So those things attract or give me a good inspiration to the way of life that I seek. So that is the choice of clothes that I now look into. And then coming to the next the basic need of the human being, the shelter. Currently, I don't have the financial ability to construct a home for myself. But in the near future, once I set up my own organic farming or start making a livelihood out of my organic farming, I plan to construct a home that would be more environment friendly, where it is where it is so suitable for our tropical nature of weather, everything. So currently people construct all the concrete homes where it is not so much very suitable for the tropical regions. It is environmentally not so good, as well on the health aspect also. It is it gives lots of unhealthy what to say, unhealthy things to human habitat. So I see that the thatched roof, either thatched roof or the mud houses or any simple structures that are so eco-friendly and also cost effective. So I got some insight into that kind of buildings in Auroville, Pondicherry. So there they construct homes out of bamboos or out of mud or out of the compressed bricks also. They are not fire treated bricks. They are just the clay bricks compressed in a highly compressed. So raw clay compressed very in a and sun dried, I guess. So those bricks are used for more sustainable eco-friendly homes. So all these three basic needs of the human needs have to be in a more eco-friendly and sustainable way. So where it is so not too environmentally distracting. So it has to be more of eco-friendly way. That's my ultimate thing that I want to see.
Okay. So what is your, like, you have any goal in your life, like I have to do this or I have to become like this or something like that?
The question that I had in 2009 is, am I working for life or am I living? So the question is like living to work or working to live. So likewise, so that is what is constantly nagging in my mind. So why should I work? So if my basic necessities of my life is fulfilled, then whatever things that I include in my life is a luxury only. So if my food is if I can fulfill my food needs by myself, not dependent on others, like spending money and then buying food. So instead of that, if I can grow my own food, then those are the things that I want to see as a sustainable way of life. So once these three things fulfills, then the other things that I get out of my money is luxury only. So I want to lead a very simple life where I want to meet the basic necessities in a sustainable, eco-friendly way. So once that is met, then the other things that I see is luxury only, and which I think is not so very particular to achieve those things. It may I can take it as it comes. So those are all options. But these three things, basic three things that I want to achieve, is what I see as a goal. So once that is met, then the other things I would see is a luxury only, and which I don't bother whether if I meet them or I don't meet them.
So you may have many friends, your old friends and new friends and all. But is there any like old friends? They think like you, what happened to you or something like? Is it unusual for them? Like maybe they are seeing big change in you.
Yes, this is a good question because I constantly get these questions not just only from my friends but my own family members.
Okay.
So the rest of the family see this world in a different perspective, like the common society. So whereas when I ask them to change my food habits, like I ask for a little Sattvic food. So when I say that, my mom says, are you too old to ask for a not so spicy food?
Yeah.
So those questions make me like, what is it, something age related? No, it's not like that, right? So but that perspective is totally different. So they want me to join that the herd group,
Right.
where whatever everyone follows should be followed by me also.
Right.
So is that's what they expect, the run along the crowd. So don't run alone or go in a different path. That's what they see. But the opposition is there always, and the questions are always there from all the from the surroundings. So not just particularly the friend circle. So my answer to them is only that the perspective of everyone is different. So I just do not want to be the one among the crowd. Instead, I just want to take the inspirations of certain great personalities in the history as well in the current world, where there are so many inspiring personalities. So I just take cues from them, and then and I see that how far that would be so practical in my life to follow. So if it's so practical, and if it's so, I just test myself actually. I experiment myself, whatever their advice or their concept of life or the concept of things that they see. So once I experiment myself on things like that, then I see is it something that I can really follow in my life, and is it something beneficial, and as well so again everything drives down to the bottom line is it should be eco-friendly, it should be sustainable, and it should be simple. So whatever things that I want to follow in my life, they should fall under this stream in the bottom line. So only then I will go for that, and just take it. So once it fits into my category or my philosophy of life, then I just take those cues. So I don't defend myself to the people who ask me questions.
Okay.
I just say that it's a different perspective of individual. So I just say that, and they too agree at some point of time. So of course they ask questions repeatedly, the same thing, and I repeatedly say the same thing, that it's an individual's choice of life. So
yeah. So you met many people on the way. Is there anyone you want to anyone you found very amazing person or something? Can you share about him or something?
As I said before, the latest personality that I saw is an 80-plus-year-old person, and who is living on a fruit diet. And this person is unique in another way, that he started taking that fruit diet, that just coconut and then the banana, because he had a leprosy. At his 20s, he had a leprosy, and then he was suffering very severely because of that, and his life was in a total chaos during that times. And not to say that in the olden times the people who were affected by leprosy were treated very badly. as a society, they were neglected and they were seen as untouchable. And imagine the psychological impact that he would have gone through. So in those times, and upon the advice of his elder brother, he switched to a fruit diet because he had tested. I mean, he had he lived on allopathic medicine for a long time, and it did not yield him very good results. And appraised about the improvement of his health with the allopathic medicine, he started taking the advice of his brother, which is a fruit diet. Okay. His brother is just a Tamil teacher in a school. And his brother himself got inspired through a fellow teacher in his school. And his elder brother, the person that I met, his elder brother is the inspirer for this person. And he started taking that fruit diet from that on, and till now he is now following that diet. So he has taken his own life as an example to propagate the idea of fruit diet to all the human beings in this the world community. And you might well know that the Hindu mythology or the Hindu philosophy says that Sattvic food alone takes one to the spiritual path. Sattvic food. Right. So whereas that the Sattvic food that we consider is a cooked vegetarian food, right? So but according to the person that I met, and he says that even the Sattvic food, the cooked Sattvic food is not the food for a human consumption. In the sense that it is not a superior food, which the Hindu philosophy or the Hindu the Hindu religion says. So according to him, any food that is cooked, any food that comes under the fire becomes a dead food. So because the prana shakti that is there in the food, the raw food, becomes dead once it is cooked. So his philosophy of food is that any food that is raw from the nature had to be consumed raw. So only then you get the complete prana shakti or the complete minerals or vitamins or the nutrients, anything. So 100%, or else it becomes a dead food, and that when consumed, a dead food, whether it is a vegetarian or a non-vegetarian, gives lots of toxins inside the body. It leaves a huge amount of toxins, and those toxins, as it gets accumulated in the body as a precipitate, then that becomes the cause for the diseases. So when you take the raw food, so there you don't have any toxins that is left inside the body. So whatever you consume becomes a complete prana shakti to you, and then you lead a disease-free life. So he also claims that anyone who has spoiled their health by consuming this cooked food, or at least or to those who are ailing from chronic or any kinds of diseases, severe, whether it's a small disease or a big disease, so can be cured 100%, can be cured to the fullest extent just by switching over to a raw diet. Raw diet and is fruit diet. So that too, the top fruit that lies on the first rank is coconut and then yellow banana, which all the Hindu community offers to God. So those two things are considered as the number one fruit varieties that can be consumed, which is also affordable. Affordable, simple, and very Sattvic, the top Sattvic food. So otherwise all other fruits also can be consumed, depends on their affordability.
Okay, okay.
So if you are whether you are poor or rich, you can just stick to coconut and banana, and that can fulfill all your bodily needs,
Right.
the nutrient needs of your body.
Right.
And he treats health, quite a good number of people so far. And then he takes the pride in saying that the holistic way of living lies in taking the fruit diet, not even the cooked Sattvic food, that what we now believe. So that's a big inspiration now for me. That's a takeaway lesson in the past week.
Thanks a lot for talking with my subscriber.
Sure.
And subscriber will contact you if anyone has a question. I will post your contact details in description of this video. I hope you don't mind.
Yeah,
Thanks a
you're
lot.
welcome. Thank you.